What is up, my brothers and sisters, my agents of respect? I hope y'all doing well and having a happy Sunday. It's your boy Trey Johnson back with another episode of the No Disrespect But podcast. And before I get started, I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering where I've been. It's been a hot minute, to put it lightly, since I recorded. And so today it's going to be short and sweet, really. Just providing a little bit updates of what's been happening past couple of months. And also what you can look forward to for this season's episodes and the content that we're going to be putting out for your viewing and hearing pleasure. So update, the wife and I, we no longer stay in Georgia. We did move. I'm not going to tell you where, privacy is key, but we did make a move to another location. I just had some opportunities out there for my wife. She's doing some things in the chiropractic world and looking for some opportunities for myself. Still kind of doing my work situation in Georgia. So that's been kind of cool, not doing a lot of traveling, but, back and forth between where we are now and where I work. And it's had its issues sometimes, especially when you're newlywed, you want to be there every day, but that just hasn't been the case. But, we're constantly in prayer and hopefully we're going to get to a situation where we get back together full time. But all in all, things have been good. My wife has been great. She's actually back home visiting family. So I'm jealous because I have to work. The wedding and the bachelor's trip took a lot of your boy's vacation time. So in regards to being able to spend a week home and enjoy the crawfish and Tony's, especially the boudin balls and some snowballs and stuff like that, I'm jealous. She actually called me yesterday. She was telling me she got some canes and was describing how delicious it was. And I'm like, hello, like, hey, I'm here. I can't have what you're having. So like I said, I'm a little bit jealous, but I know she's there to visit some family. And so she's going to have a great time, get to see her next weekend when she comes back home to where we are. So I'm really, really excited about that. That's kind of like the major life update, but, over the course of some time, just kind of been thinking about what I actually want the podcast to be. And if you've been with me, it's all about everything: sports, religion, politics, just culture and what's happening in the world. And so, I want to make sure this season we get back to those roots. Um, I know I focus a lot on sports, and that's just who I am. Can't apologize for that, but I do know there's some happenings in the world that I want to make sure that I address, give my perspective on. You can agree, you can disagree. Just understand that I'm coming from a place of respect. And so whether you're on my side or you're not, or somewhere in between, we're just going to kind of keep that respect there. Because as I've always said, respect is always the biggest part of debate. If we can't respect each other, then we can't really get our points across in an adult-like manner. So, there's going to be a lot of things that we're talking about. Obviously, there's been an NFL free agent frenzy. We got the draft coming up, so I'm gonna be hitting y'all with some mock drafts. I've been practicing my GM mode, so I think I got some good picks that my teams, the Giants and the Saints. I think I got some ideas that'll put both of those teams competitive. Even more specifically, the Saints. I just think they're a team that's ready right now, more so than the Giants. I think one team needs to get rid of a certain quarterback, but we'll dive into that, at another time. Also, we got March Madness. Shout out to the Duke Blue Devils. Excited for them and Coach K's last run at possibly the national title. So we're going to be talking about that. And then, of course, we're going to be talking about the UConn Huskies as far as women's basketball because, the GOAT, Gino Auriemma, gotta highlight him and what he's been able to do during his time at UConn and currently what they're doing now. So hopefully they make a run. So we're having those episodes. I'm not looking like a sore loser if UConn isn't making a run at the national title, but they have a couple of players that I really like. And so I have certain perspectives on them and what I would like to see them do with their professional careers. Obviously, we're going to talk about what's going on with Brittany Griner. I mess around and say it's my celebrity wife, but in all seriousness, what's going on with her in Russia is a travesty. Get it, it's the law, whatever it may be, but there's a certain level of communication, why we're not getting the route, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be providing my perspective on that. But also, like I said, the war on Russia, and war in Ukraine, and just kind of my perspective on that and how it relates to the country I live in the United States of America, and just a U.S. citizen and how I feel about that. We're gonna be talking about politics. I'm gonna be talking about some podcasts that I've been kind of indulging in over the last few months. More specifically with history. Like for example, right now I'm listening to a Roman history podcast. Love it. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about that. Some of my favorite things about that. Probably gonna have some people come in, this season talking about some historical things. I'm a big history buff, so having some folks that actually do the day-to-day things, really looking forward to having them on the show and on the podcast. So that way they can educate me and hopefully educate my viewers, and hopefully kind of bring in a new audience. Hope to continue that growth. And we're going to be talking about life, me being a newlywed, in married life. I think there's some things that, my wife and I, we can probably speak to from the early on stages, but would love to have some folks weigh in, whether you're newlyweds or whether you've been married for 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it may be. We want to have you enlighten us on that journey and what it's been like for you, because, one thing I've learned is that there's not going to be any progression if you're not communicating and getting in the same environment as the people in the life that you want to live and the things that you want to see. So been trying to be intentional about that, being in the rooms and conversations with the right people. I know the type of man I want to be, the type of husband I want to be. And so, having people who can help me grow those principles and those values to be the best person that I can be, gotta have them around. We're gonna be talking about, work, what's going on with me, but just kind of the thought process, especially during the job hunt and interviews. I think that's a big thing, especially for folks in my age bracket, and what it's like when we've been somewhere for a while, but then we're looking to move on, and kind of what that transition looks like. And I mean, it's scary, but I'm looking forward to having that conversation. So we're going to get a lot this season. It's going to be a lengthy one. I'll give you that. It's going to be a lengthy one. We're going to have a lot of episodes, a lot of content. And you can be able to view this on our YouTube channel, but also make sure to listen to me on the Anchor app. If you don't want to think I'm ugly, but you like my voice, just listen to me on the Anchor app. But like I said, it's going to be a lot. Sports, religion, politics, life, culture, you name it. And as I post this episode, I am going to be posting and asking folks like, hey, if there's certain content you want to hear or you want to be a guest on the show, just make sure you just hit me up, DM me at But Disrespect on Twitter. And look, I'm going to answer. I'm busy, but I'm not that busy. Anybody that wants to get in touch with me, you can. I mean, one thing I'm really excited to talk about is, with me doing the back and forth thing with work, there are some days where I'm home and my wife's at work and I'm a house husband. So that's fun. That's a funny experience. So I'm looking forward to kind of joking and clowning around about that too. So, again, your boy's been gone for a little minute. I understand. Sorry for the wait, as Drake would say, but I'm here. Also been having some health things going on, so gonna talk a little bit about that as some. I don't want to go too much into detail, but it was something that gave us a little bit of a scare, but we're fine. Prayer is a powerful thing. So, glory be to God on that. But as far as I know, I've been taking what's been prescribed to me by the doctors. They found a blood clot. And it's kind of rare for somebody my age to have it, but also having had COVID before That could be a possible reason, but I'm no doctor. I'm no scientist. I don't know. Just kind of guessing, and there's not much that the doctors can do until I'm off the meds, and that's when they can do kind of the tests and everything. But you know, there was a time where, dude, like I couldn't even walk, and once I went to the doctor, they diagnosed me and took my medicine. About a week later, I was feeling better. I was feeling great. So it is working. So I remember growing up, and my mom, she used to always be like, "Look, all you gotta do is pray. You don't need to go to the doctor and all that kind of stuff." But I feel that the Lord puts His miracles within those folks as well in the medical community. So I do want to thank them. I want to first of all thank God for putting it on my heart to go to the ER. That's not something I've ever done. That was my first time ever going. So putting that on my heart to go, because it could have been bad. Blood clots, that's a scary thing. But luckily, it was nothing that was endangering my lungs or my heart, anything like that. So I'm good to go as far as I know. Got another month on the meds. I'm gonna run some tests, but I'm pretty confident that this was just a one-off type thing. Nothing really to be worried about. But your continued prayers is always going to be important, whether that be for my health, my family's health, and just us trying to make a life for ourselves. So you pray for me. I'm gonna be praying for y'all, even for the folks I don't know. Speaking of, my wife and I, we've been doing this journey of intention. We had to pick 3 things that we're going to be doing intentionally. And so at some point, we're going to have her come on. We're going to be talking about that. I can tell you right now, just on a surface level, we're sucking at it right now. So hopefully by the time we have this conversation, we will have been a little bit better in regards to the discipline of doing everything. I think my wife's much better off than I am, because discipline is not my strong suit, just kind of sticking to a schedule. But I'm trying. I'm a work in progress. So, really, really, really excited. Really excited for the personal journey I'm on. Really excited to share that with you guys, and really excited to put out some content, some lengthy content at that, where you can really get engaged and get involved with what we're trying to do here at the No Disrespect But podcast. At the end of the day, like I said, it's all about respect. It's what we try to put in the world. And this hibernation or dormancy that I've been on, look, I've been seeing a lot of disrespect in the world. And so the orchestrator of respect is going to be here to make sure we hold people accountable for that. And just gonna always appreciate you guys being on this journey with me. So stay tuned. Like I said, this is the first episode of the next season, but we're gonna be more consistent. I promise you that. We're gonna be more consistent, and trying to put out content on a timely basis, so we don't have these lengthy absences from your boy. So thank you for your support. Thank you for being here on this journey, and wish you the best. Wish me the best.